Hello, I'm not a cockroach and I'm streaming now on Twitch. There are many reasons to stream. Mine is that I want to learn to play whole songs consistently. So what better than giving little gigs and you can interact with people if they're any to watch. So you know how I sound. If that isn't too bad for you, add me up on Twitch. It would be cool to see you there. I thought I'm kind of good with computers, but hell, it was quite an undertaking to set up our music stream. And disclaimer first, my setup doesn't work all the time for me. So if you have any tips to improve it, tell me and write it in the comments. First things first, what do I want to be able to do while streaming? I want to have effects on my voice. A little reverb never hurts, right? I want to hear the same thing as the audience does, so I don't have to worry about, are my guitars too loud? Is my singing too loud? And I want to play in sync with something from Windows, maybe Guitar Pro or anything else, a backing track, who knows. What am I using? I use a Boss GT100 for guitar effects, Steinberg UR44 audio interface, OBS Studio streaming software, and Reaper as the DAW. Fuck you, Glenn! Subscribe to his channel, he's cool. One more thing, if you install Reaper, make sure you install the unessential things. You'll need them. They're pretty cool for streaming. So the obvious thing would be you take your audio interface, plug everything in, and go directly to OBS via the Asia driver you have from the audio interface or Asia for all. The problem with that is normally you can only take one line at a time and then you have to mix it in OBS and you don't hear what the audience hears. Also, you have to mix it with the Windows stuff and you don't know if there is a delay. Who knows? This is why I decided to go over the DAW. So I will receive everything for the audio interface in the DAW. I'll mix it and I'll send it back to the audio interface and to OBS. To have the Windows sound, I will send the Windows sound to my audio interface and will also receive it in the DAW so I can mix it there too. I will go over that all in detail right now. This is Reaper. This might be a bit over-engineered, but ever since I learned that OBS can record different audio tracks, I wanted to try it. So I want one track with the mix, one track with my voice, without effects, and one track with the guitar. So I have the different inputs from my audio interface, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, microphone on the table, and an input I don't use it. This is the headphone jack into my audio interface, so I have the sound from Windows. This here are basic effects for my microphone. It's a compressor and a bit of EQ. And this is the reverb. I have them separately, so I can send them separately. The outputs I have is the main output, and I send this one back to my audio interface and to the plugin rear out on channel 1 and 2. The guitar is the rear out channel 3 and 4, the voice 5, 6, and everything without reverb is 7 and 8. Another thing I learned is that my audio interface has a settings program. What it mainly does is you can mix what's coming from the audio interface itself and how much is coming back from the DAW. So in my headphones now I hear only stuff that's coming back from the DAW because I've muted everything here. There might be circumstances where you want to mix that, especially if you have a higher latency, so you can mix the effects and what's coming back and you still don't have any delay. Anything directly from the audio interface will have no delay. This program can do more. I haven't looked into it much. There is definitely some reverb going on here. One thing you have to know for this device is these settings are now saved on the hardware. So now I will not hear anything from the device. So even if I don't plug it in, I hear nothing if I don't send anything back to it. So if I want to use it separately, I have to change these settings again. Long story short, check out what your interface is really capable of. If there are other programs that you can configure stuff. This is OBS Studio, and I did create a scene for all the audio sources. These are all the outputs we did define in the DAW. We have the main output, the all, the no reverb, the guitar, and the voice. The screen I just added so you can see what I'm doing now. I will delete that later. To add the audio output we did define in the DAW, we go to Add, Asia Input Capture, and give it a name. Then we can select the device,
it's the rear route. And it's stereo, and we choose channel 1 and 2. This would have been the main output. Okay, and we have it here again. Now you see test, and it's doing the same thing as the reroute all. But we delete that because we already had it. Now we have to route the inputs to the tracks in OBS. We go to Advanced Audio Properties, and here we have all the inputs again. Now we take reroute all and reroute no reverb and put that on track 1, the guitar on track 2, and the voice on track 3. Now we have output in the settings, and we say for streaming we use the audio track 1. For recording we record all the 3, 1, 2 and 3. We still have 3 more if we have more instruments or a more complicated setup. You realized that I have the all and the no reverb put in track 1. So now I can choose. Now I'm talking, I don't need the reverb. So if I want to sing and want to have a reroute, I just press the button and now I have reverb. Press the button again and it's gone again. This is done via hotkeys. It's also in the settings. Just scroll down and down to the audio. And here we have the no reverb and the all. And with F10, I mute this and unmute this. With F9, I do the opposite. That's pretty cool, right?
With all of this, I did record a little video, and we see we have 3 audio tracks. 1 for the mix, 1 for the voice, and 1 for the guitar. Let's see how that looks and sounds like.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. The tears, they're filling up the glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow.
Pretty cool, right? So with just the video file, we also have all the audio tracks. We have one separate for the guitar and voice and can remix it. We can add other effects. I kind of like it. Honestly, I have not recorded and streamed at the same time yet. You can do that with 2 OBSs at least, but I think there are also add-ons to OBS where you can record all the different sources, especially video sources. So you would also have different video files from different angles, maybe like that. You can actually make quite a fun music video. I'm quite happy with this setup. The only minor thing I think is that the audience hears everything my Windows does. So I can't just watch a YouTube video to remind me how the song works or something like that. For that, I would need a different device. But I think that is acceptable. As I told you in the beginning, it's not working all the time. So if you're streaming for a long time, chances are that OBS stops receiving audio from the DAW. And I don't know why. I think it's the plugin, but I haven't found anything on the internet yet. I have to restart OBS then, or the whole PC. Depends from time to time. Also, my PC is kind of old, so the clock is not working anymore properly. I have to switch it on the motherboard. It is a bit a weird PC, but if anyone knows any tips how to make it more stable, or if there are known problems from the rear route, tell me in the comments. If you got any tips out of it, leave me any comments. If I was too fast in explaining, leave me any comments. And maybe see you on Twitch. Have fun.